Oh, we're live?
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Off the Lip radio show, show number 815.
I didn't know you could count that.
I mean, you know what? You know what's making me smarter? Reading your book.
There you go.
Huh? If you read Guy Kawasaki's book, with one of them, you become a smarter person.
Did you say smart or smug?
Smarter.
Smarter.
Yes. I'm here today with his son, Nate, is in the house. We invited him to be on the podcast because we want to talk to Nate about growing up in Pleasure Point. That's coming up very shortly. But right now we're sponsored by tonight Liquid Death. Right?
And Chris Burdish.
And Chris Burdish's book.
And Kenny Arimoto.
Oh, Kenny Arimoto. And the one and only, the king.
Bob Pearson.
Bob Pearson. Okay, let's celebrate and say cheers to all.
Yes.
Cheers to Bob.
Cheers to Kenny.
Cheers to Kenny.
Cheers to Chris.
Cheers Burdish. And who else? Who we forget? That's it.
Yeah.
And Wyatt. Thanks, Wyatt, for... Did you just kick Wyatt's ass at chess?
Yeah, I did.
How you took him down?
Yeah, I did. It took a minute, but yeah, I did.
You had it won, then you were backpedaling.
Yeah, I was kind of stressing, but we pulled it together.
I have a question. This stuff here, this Liquid Death. Did they sit in a room and think up this name? For this, did they think that would be a good selling name for water?
Well, I don't know. It's doing quite well. And the beauty of this is when most people see you drinking this, they think you're drinking beer.
I know.
Right?
I think you're drinking like a strong ale.
So I like to drink this as I'm riding down 38th with my board, so people thinking, that kook is drinking beer before he's going out. No wonder he drops in on everybody.
You admit that, do you? You have to admit. Okay, let me ask you a question. We're going to talk surfing right now. We're not talking Apple, not bullshit. Top 3 people you like. Top 3 people that you love to drop in on.
Neil, and Neil.
There's no
hesitation in that.
Huh?
There was no hesitation in that.
No.
Straight up,
You
Neil,
didn't say
Neil.
Karen or... No? Neil, and Neil.
Madison.
You don't drop in on Madison, really?
Well, Madison is chicken and she sits on the inside.
Yeah, yes.
So by the time I get to her, I fall.
Yeah, because you're exhausted. Surfing question number 2. How close do you think that you've actually gotten to the nose on a board? Because we know that your mission in life is to get to 10 toes off the end. If you get to 10 toes, right, over the end of the surfboard, how big will the party be?
It'd be like, we'll do it at 49er Stadium. I have gotten to the nose many times.
When?
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
I have gotten to the nose many times. I just never stopped.
You just go off the end. Well,
so I need to have a photographer who
stops.
Yeah, and then I can see just before I fly off.
You know that picture you sent me of you paddleboarding is now gone viral, don't you? That was a mistake on your part.
It's on Kook Slams.
That was a mistake on your part. Send it to me. That was ammunition.
I brought that over on my Tesla. No, I don't have a Tesla.
When did you teach him to surf? Or did you teach him to surf?
Okay.
What's the story behind you surfing?
His surfing ability has absolutely no relation to mine.
No, I can second that.
None.
Yeah, no, I hated the water. I
Did you really?
absolutely hated water until I was maybe 12 or 13.
Right.
And just stepping in the water and trying to get chest deep. Other than that, I did not like surfing.
You didn't like it?
Even in Hawaii, like we had uncles in Hawaii that were teaching us how to surf.
Yeah.
I just start crying. Like, oh, Brad, go to the beach then. Don't come out here if you want to learn how to surf. And it's just like, oh, that's not going to help either.
Right.
Yeah, it took me a minute.
So how did that change?
I kind of, when they would go to Cowell's, my dad and my sister, I would force myself to go a knee, like an inch or 2 deeper every time we would go.
With a board or without a board?
Without a board, until I was on my tippy toes.
Right.
Then I'd bring out the board.
Okay.
What was your? Dad wants to chip in here.
Yeah.
Okay, but once me, Noemi, and Nate went to college. So me and Noemi, we're having a great time.
Yeah. And what happened? Camera check. Yeah.
Okay. And Nate is by himself on the sand.
Yeah.
And what happened? You were?
And then somebody stole his towel.
Yeah, some tweaker just kind of came along and just was like picking on me and took my towel, and I didn't know if he was gonna like do anything more. So
He ran to the ice cream store.
I sprinted so fast.
How old were you?
What, like 12?
I don't know.
A young age.
Yeah.
But with that presence, it wasn't fun. So I just, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That didn't help either.
No, that sure didn't help you surfing.
No, it didn't.
No.
And then we had a friend that we met here that was taking out my sister. And even that was still scary. He introduced us to Frosty. Frosty kind of gave me some tips. And then just one day after going to 38th, getting comfortable with like the crowd at 38th and going with my dad and my sister, having a blast.
What's a Frosty tip? Give me one Frosty tip.
Frosty tip, always smile and always have fun.
Is that what you said?
If you're not smiling and you're not having fun, something might be wrong.
Someone we know could take those words to heart. Angry John, not mentioning any names.
It took Frosty 45 minutes to give him that one tip.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, and then it clicked.
Yeah, well, because you have to listen to Wild Frosty for 45 minutes before you get that tip. Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you bump into Frosty, it's a day-long, half-day excursion.
Yeah.
I tell all my friends to stop and say hello to
Yeah,
Frosty
just to
so I can get more waves.
The tactics.
So you have to park on 34th or 38th. Oh, I just screwed. You're there for a week.
Well, thank God for Frosty because he has a crime that's uglier than mine.
That thing is butt ugly. That is the ugliest crime. The paint.
Oh, no.
It's pink.
It is pink. I think Bob Pearson pays Frosty to surf that crime.
Yeah, probably. So from then on, how did your surfing progress? Did you all of a sudden, at that moment, did you get that surf session, that first one? Did you go, oh my God, this is fantastic? And
Yeah, basically.
Really?
And there'd be nights where I just watched surfing videos. I think it was like Andy Irons and like Bruce Irons was like the first like guys I was watching on YouTube, and then I jumped straight to like watching Mavericks videos, and I was like learning about that. Never wanted to get into that.
Right.
And then getting motivated because of that, I went out to Pleasure Point for my first time.
Right. By yourself?
Ran into Chongo.
Oh, yeah.
And
Was he yelling at you?
it wasn't a ciao boy, it was oh boy. And I was just like back to 38th, you know,
Right.
slowly getting farther and farther and farther up there,
Yeah.
putting in my time and my work
Yeah.
of getting to know the crowd. And
How old are you now?
I'm 18.
So you grew up. You started surfing when you were like 12.
Yeah.
What's it like? What's it like being growing up in Santa Cruz in Pleasure? What's it like growing up in Pleasure Point as a kid? Can you give us a?
Now, just remember, Mom whitewashed this.
Yeah.
It's okay. Mom. I can turn the anti-death button off. Okay, Mom, if you're watching, don't listen to this right now.
Yeah.
Don't talk about all
No,
the...
it's just.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I think I had it a lot easier than a lot of other kids.
Right.
Why? Because of the support.
Right.
The support. People chirping in my ears, pulling me out of something that could have been worse. You
Right.
know? And
Did you see kids that didn't have the support end up in trouble?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're currently doing good,
Yeah.
you know? And we are all still in contact. They have jobs, you know?
That was it. Would that be on the water and off the water?
Yeah.
It was difficult off the water as well.
Yeah. I think once I'm in the water, it's just like a whole nother like thing, you know?
Right.
And then getting into skating, that helped a lot of where I want to be, I guess, in life. But just the kids around that kind of was just like fascinating, and I met their friends, which kind of like didn't help with growing up and
Yeah.
made bad decisions with
Right.
that. And then just the
But if you learn how to make, if you learn that you make bad decisions, you now know which decisions you can make that are right.
exactly, it's like why we read all these history books, right? To not repeat history,
Right.
I did the things that I don't want to take back, but I now have that in my brain for information of I don't want to be around that area.
Right,
anymore,
right.
You know?
And perhaps you can help other kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Which, that would be super rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know Emmanuel Guzman does that summer camp.
Yeah, he did that. He came on my show the other day. I was
Yeah.
real proud of him because he,
Dude,
yeah.
that guy's derby all day, you know?
Right. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a kid any longer.
Well, he's like a...
40s?
Yeah. I don't call him a kid. You call him.
Yeah, I call him
You're
a kid.
ancient.
Yeah, I know I'm ancient. So what changed? What was the time that you were maybe heading in the wrong direction? That you changed it and went. I'm just gonna say in the correct direction.
Maybe 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Freshman and sophomore year. Not attending classes. Not heavy drugs, but just smoking and drinking.
Right.
You know.
No.
Yeah. Mom, no.
No, because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that maybe may not know that came up to me, and they were keeping an eye on you. You know, there were a lot of people. Marcel, there was a lot of people who were like, "Hey, you need to check when you talk to guys." Nate's going down. So there's a lot of people. There was a lot of people out there who actually cared about you and your well-being.
And it's like, obviously, well, no one knows that I think about that every single day of these people that are in my life. But for the people that don't have that support, it's like, what can we do to make them think that there is support?
What do you think we could do?
If that's camps, like these camps, like skate camps, surf camps, as much as people don't like the surf, like, you know, the surf camps, but them getting introduced to the ocean in a most like respectful and beautiful, really nature way.
Right.
You know, teaching them about what the reefs do.
Right.
If that's skating and them teaching like where history came, like the history of skateboarding. You know, the history of surfing, the history of arts, all different medias from film to painting to drawing to the acting. Those are all arts. Right. And I think if one kid or a couple kids click and think of that little dream that they can be something in this media or this skating or this surfing genre, then that's just the start of many different paths for them.
Yeah. Did going to Kirby, which is a school I was affiliated with, coaching, did that help you? That school help you in many ways, or did you? Go ahead.
Well,
I think you're laughing over it, right?
Because I hate Kirby. I did not tell anyone where I went. Right, that's sophomore, freshman year. Yeah. Because Kirby is a private school, you know, and all my friends go to that public school. Right. I've always wanted to go to that public school, and honestly, it probably helped me stay out of different friend groups in a public school. Because who knows where I would be, right? Right. I'm in a private school with these kids that are really smart, you know, and honestly, I didn't feel like I was accepted, you know. I was like.
At that school?
Yeah, I didn't. Although they're really accepting and they helped me a lot with homework and stuff. Like the support around homework and supporting with anything that you are struggling with in any class is there. But for me as a kid trying to make friends, it felt like it wasn't there. Right. So yeah, I'd skip school on that and be like, I'm over this, dude.
Right. Where I saw a video of you that you did that artwork and it was presented to you, or you won an award, or what?
Oh yeah,
right.
So I did a commission, I believe that's what it's called,
a
commission for my school, and it was if we can get more people that have the interests, kind of like me or even more, into that school. And my teacher was like Jasper Billings and. My chemistry teacher, Dr. L, we all talked, and a lot of other teachers, but they asked me, what could we do? Like, do you have any ideas? And I was like, I mean, there's a lot of underground graffiti art in Santa Cruz that a lot of people don't know of. So what if we had more of that, more raw Santa Cruz in this private school, you know? So I did.
It must have been a big step for them. Cause
it was. I could tell from them.
I can't
eyes all opened up like, you were wilding. Like, I'm not, like, why am I bringing this ghetto into my private school, right?
I'm like, yeah.
But being honest, hip hop came from that too. Punk came from that too. Yeah. And I did a piece that said empathy in kind of like a blue, orange, red, green colors.
Is it hanging at the school?
It is.
Yeah.
And it's on the website now too, which is cool. But I did a whole speech for them and how the same thing, like how I didn't feel accepted, and
Right.
I kind of just clicked. Like,
So art now is the art direction you're taking?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah. Dude, so fun dreaming, right? And you get to write these little dreams down and see what you really want to go into. Because I want to do art. I want to surf. I want to skate. I want to film. And like, I know you can do all of it, but it's just super like big up here, And I want to
start your own podcast.
Someday you could paddleboard.
Don't listen to him. You see, the last photograph I saw of him surfing was on a paddleboard.
Really?
Yeah, with a big smile on his face.
10 years ago.
Well, I'm proud of you for what you did. I'm proud of you from where you were and how you brought it back around and where you've ended up. And that video I watched of you, because I know that school. I coached there for 5 years. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's not like every kid was up there with something. You did something very special. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Especially at the school. Graffiti at Kirby.
Yeah.
That's like oil and water. It doesn't match. It's mixed.
Also, they put in a ramp.
Oh yeah, I started a skate club there too.
Oh, they did. They put up a ramp.
That was because of Jasper.
Right.
We'd have conversations up on our roof deck, and he was really like there listening. Again, another person that was listening, and I didn't shut out of my life. Right.
Yep. Right.
Same with my sister's boyfriend, Ditro. He was one of the people that I really absorbed and heard. But he was like, dude, you like skating? Bring that to Kirby too.
Right.
And I was tripping. I was like, that's possible? He's like, why not? So we had a skate club running there too.
That's pretty cool. That's
and it
wild.
was every lunch, new kids were learning how to skate every day. Just randos would just come up and I'd be like, oh, I've never met you. What's your name?
Right.
You want to learn how to drop in? No, I'm too scared. All right, let's just get you on the board then.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Your turn.
How can I follow that?
I can't follow that. You must just pack up shop.
Can I just go eat?
How much? Why is Olive Garden one of your favorite restaurants? Oh, I get that. Phil.
Okay.
I want to know why Olive Garden. This town has got 500 locally owned restaurants. Right? Locally owned, and you are going to Olive Garden for the salad bar and the cheese sticks.
Okay.
Okay.
There's always parking.
There's always I get that. I get
Okay.
that. Yeah.
There's good Wi-Fi.
Good Wi-Fi.
You never have to wait to sit down.
Okay.
You have unlimited Arnold Palmers. Unlimited salad. They make a special dish for me that's spaghetti, meatballs, and broccoli. I try to cool it on the breadsticks. And so
How many breadsticks do you think? But time you get there and time you leave, what's your best day? What's your best day of eating breadsticks?
I cut it down to half.
Half of what?
Half of one.
You eat half a breadstick?
I'm carbs is my kryptonite.
Yeah, me too.
So
I can tell.
Yeah.
So, when I go to Olive Garden, I work there 2 to 3 hours.
As a waiter?
They know.
What?
That's what he said. He says I work there 2 or 3 hours.
No.
What are you, a waiter?
No. I tip big.
Oh, you tip big?
So if I love to work in a coffee shop kind of setting.
Yeah.
So I work at Cat and Cloud over here, Cat and Cloud and Aptos.
Yeah. You've made the rounds of the coffee shop rounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Verve.
Yeah.
Starbucks sometimes, but
Yeah.
that I try to keep local. And then now that I got the passwords for the Wi-Fi at Betty's,
Yeah.
that's a whole new ballgame, baby.
You got the Betty password? That's pretty big. You got the Betty password. That's pretty big. That's big. You're grande. So, has anybody in all the coffee shops that you visit that have coffee and avocado toast in the morning? How many autographs have you signed? Does anybody know who you are?
What? I think I'm Jackie Chan.
Well, what's the other Kawasaki? The other guy who wrote Rich Man, Poor Man.
people come up to me and say, "Are you Nate's father? Did you teach him how to hang tennis?" Took me years to get that.
Yeah.
You know, like a few people recognize me, but well, about a year ago I lost almost all my hearing,
Right.
and I don't hide that fact at all, and so people know that I'm kind of deaf, and then now so people don't talk to me because they know I cannot hear, which is a good thing. So
That's why when you
there's a
drop-
silver lining to you can't hear anything. You can't hear anything in the ocean.
Yeah, that's why he drops in on you.
I know.
Yeah.
Motherfucker!
He's all like this.
He's like this. He's like this.
Yeah.
there's some advantages to being deaf.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's when your wife yells at you, you can't hear her.
But you know what? Like if it's really noisy, if I take off my implant, shut my hearing aid,
Dr. Hetzer would like that.
I can be in the middle of cat and cloud, 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I can be in total peace.
Wow, that definitely has some merit. There's a silver lining to that. Oh, by the way, we're sponsored by Santa Cruz Soul Surfer tonight. Oh, thank you.
What is this?
Phil. It's just a T-shirt logo. That's all it is.
Oh, they don't make boards.
No, they make nothing. It's just T-shirts.
I like the logo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So your surfing career began when in Hawaii? Because you don't come across as, you don't look like you come across as being.
I think I started surfing in Hawaii on some vacation, starting on a paddleboard, and so I was paddleboarding for quite a while.
Oh, with Kainoa.
Can you say that louder?
I was paddleboarding quite a while.
Okay, but guess who he was paddleboarding with Kainoa McGee.
Who's Kanoa?
Big uncle over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Respect.
And then
Other than that.
Kainoa McGee is like the Rufo of Hawaii.
Oh, he's like
but so I came back here and I was paddleboarding. Jeff Clark made me a paddleboard, all that. And then Calder started humiliating me that I was a paddleboarder, not a surfer. So Calder wouldn't let me really have any peace when I was on a paddleboard. So I had to convert to surfing. I mean, prone surfing.
Came a long way.
Do you miss it? Do you miss it? Do you miss paddleboarding?
Well, when I get to your age, I'm going to take it up again. Because by that point, I cannot pop up.
Do you think? Have you actually had more fun paddleboarding than surfing?
No.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you, dude.
But you know, paddleboarding, anyway, paddleboarding, you're always standing, you're always balancing, right?
Yeah.
We're surfing between sets. You could just sit there, blah.
Yeah, that's being lazy. I've been in a full body workout, and you're getting just fat.
I see you practicing your golf swing out there.
I did too.
That's true.
Huh?
Or you poke me.
I
your stick.
poked you with my clay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you understand. You brought these people here. They followed you.
That's not believable.
Oh yeah, it is. He brought the whole Asian surf club to 38th Avenue.
It's only 3 people. You just cannot tell us apart.
Huh. But you love it, huh? You love it? I mean, I don't think I've never met anybody who's more stoked than you are. I'll see you drive down there with your liquid death going, I know you're not drunk.
Yeah.
Where the hell is he going? You can't see anything, and there's no waves. But you still go.
What's because Frosty?
Oh shit.
Frosty-ism number 1 is you
Just
go.
go?
You go even if it's shitty. That way you'll appreciate it when it's good.
How's your podcast doing? Which is by what? Let's blow that up a little bit.
It's great.
The Remarkable People. Is it just Remarkable People?
You mean the website?
Yeah, the name of it.
Remarkablepeople.com.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my passion. I think it's the best work I've ever done in my career.
More so than, really?
More so than anything.
More because it's fun too, right?
And you know what? I think it's delaying dementia for me because 52 times a year I have to learn a new subject. So, 1 week it's women's rights. The next week is how to heart surgery. The next week it's spinal cord injury. The next week it's
right, the shark guy.
Primatology. Next week it's Chris Burdish surfing.
Right.
Paddling across the Atlantic.
Right.
So, 52 times a year, I got to be able to conduct a 1-hour intelligent expert.
So you should do it like I do, where I get a 1 hour guest, and we have no idea what they're talking about.
Kind of lobster shells or something.
Yeah. They're gonna change. They're gonna change the world. That company.
Because
they make everything that's. You can take that packaging and you can plant it.
And what do you get when you
get nice green trees?
No.
Like the British book. You plant that book. Remember that we showed us that book. The one that was in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The limited edition one.
Yeah, $5,000 one.
So.
Who's your next guest?
My next guest is a Harvard psychologist, and she had a very famous study that it's about the power of the word because. And the study was that there would be people in line at a photocopy machine, and her subjects would go up and say, "Can I cut the line?" And they would say, "Can I cut the line because I'm in a rush? Can I cut the line because I need to make a copy?" Which is duh. That's why you're here, right? Or, "Can I cut the line?" And what she figured out is when you say the word because, it triggers real, kind of agreement. So Nate could say to me, "Dad, I need money because I want to buy a new surfboard."
El Camino.
I cannot.
Yeah. There you go.
Surfboard? What, El Camino, bro?
Yeah.
And then when people hear the word because, they have a much harder time resisting. Right. So I cannot come to work because it's low tide. That would work.
Right.
So I cannot clean my room
because it's low tide.
I'm lazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll remember that.
How much of your life has changed with the tide? Is your whole schedule changed because of the tide?
I swear to God.
What?
Absolutely.
Yes. No.
Because I schedule my meetings, my conferences, everything, my interviews.
High tide.
By the high tide.
You know what? When I was in school and I couldn't drive, Nate, I'm going to pick you up a little later because of low tide. And I want to surf a little more. I was sitting there.
You made the kid wait while we were catching waves?
It was a good day. So, Madison.
Yeah.
So she's like virtual assistant producer, right? And then when we say, okay, now we're going to interview Tony Hawk. We schedule Tony Hawk at high tide, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's because we use the word because. They told me we're scheduling at 1 p.m. Because it's the worst time to surf.
Yeah. So we always ask our seasoned guests, which gray-haired guys like you and I, certain questions. What is your most memorable day surfing?
It was the day that you cut my legs out and gave me 2 shin splints. Okay, we have some of the best videos.
We do.
There's so many.
We should have a library. It should be in the museum.
We should start an Instagram account.
I know. Neil and Guy's frolics, follies. What was your best day surfing?
Every day is my best day surfing.
Okay. What was your best day at Apple?
My best day at Apple was probably watching Steve Jobs introduce Macintosh.
Yeah?
That was a magic moment.
What date was that?
January 24th, 1984.
Right. January 24th, 1984. January 24th, 1984. So the next day you were to go market that thing, right? Yeah.
What a day. Like double overhead barrel.
Yeah, Would you go surf the surf ranch?
Not for $2,000.
No?
I don't. I mean, I'm a.
What do you? Let me ask you. What do you really want to accomplish surfing?
I want to hang 10.
You want to hang 10?
I think maybe the day I hang 10, I quit surfing.
Nah.
No. How many boards do you think you've purchased over the years?
Purchase or got?
Let's just let's put them all
I
together.
got a lot free.
By the way, no one. It's just, I don't know. No one gets more free shit than you do.
It's true.
You know that?
Yeah.
No one gets more free shit than you.
It's true.
Okay, so how many boards do you think? And you put them all in a lump in a pile.
Is it my boards or family boards?
Yours.
My personal.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I probably have 15.
Yeah.
But honestly, the problem is I have 15 boards, all between 10 and 11 feet. So they're all the same.
They're all the same damn
I cannot
thing.
even tell the difference.
And you bought actually. And speaking about fins, how many fins do you have? I saw a fin the other day that if you laid it down flat, you could have had that spaghetti and meatballs and broccoli on it.
A fin
You could have
is
had
bigger than
spaghetti,
this board.
meatballs and broccoli on that fin. It was that big.
Okay, so
Or how many fins you've had and then you've lost
I
from
have
running
all-
people over?
I've lost very few feet.
Really?
Okay, let's take that question. I like that question.
All right.
Let's take it a little further. How much of your shit is lying on the bottom of the ocean on 78th Avenue?
I would say there's 2 Apple Watches, 3 GoPros.
Everyone's running down the street with snorkels.
Yeah?
Everybody's out there low tide with their scuba gear. I lost a lot of
A
stuff.
lot of stuff, huh?
They're all like in Capitola right now.
Yeah, they probably pushed down over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a lot of watches and GoPros.
Gone. Oh well.
But worth it though.
It's well worth it, right? So,
I mean, so seriously, Neil. So surfing,
yeah.
so you need a $200-300 wetsuit. You need a, let's say, $1,200 surfboard, longboard. It's $1,500. You need a fin and a leash. So like everything's $1,500.
Right.
How
What's
much
your
does
point?
how much does a set of golf clubs cost?
So the golf clubs are expensive. Just one's like a driver's like $600-700 or even more.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set of golf clubs. Nice set of golf clubs, $4,000 or $5,000.
What?
Yeah. And then but the thing is, and you have to pay to play.
Every time.
Right. So here it's free. Surfing, I cannot believe one thing. Surfing is
Yeah.
free.
And
That's the beauty.
skiing is the same thing,
It's
right?
expensive.
You got to pay $200 to ski,
A day, yeah.
and you got to drive 6 hours.
Right.
Surfing is God's gift to mankind.
God's gift to Guy Kawasaki. Things change.
And then, okay, Neil, but also, like, I guess you could do it in golf or tennis, maybe, but what other sport can you participate in with your son and daughter at the same time?
I know, because I surf with my son. I mean,
and all have fun.
there's no sport you can. I can't. Maybe golf, but no, there's no sport which you can enjoy that much with your kids. Yeah, you have to catch a wave. Just go out there and just be with your kid for an hour. Quinn and I sat there. I go, Quinn. As much as I bitched last Saturday about surfing with Quinn, I didn't need to. When I go home, but I was driving past. I'm like, why am I bitching? I just spent an hour with my kid, sitting there.
What were you bitching about?
There's no waves.
Oh.
And I go, Quinn, you dragged me out. He dragged me out. Come on, Dad, let's go. Okay, he dragged me out there. And I complained, but I shouldn't complain because I got to spend some time with my kid.
Exactly. Otherwise, you'd be in a freaking hot yoga place sucking in all that COVID.
That's fine.
I don't understand that.
Let me ask you another question. Your paddling speeds, the speed that you paddle to catch waves, how do you do it where you double the speed when I'm trying to catch a wave? It's like all of a sudden you become like, normally you'll catch a wave like this, and then with me, it's like you're fierce. You're fierce.
That's my Japanese spirit.
I call it the seal out of water because you know how like seals are like this bouncing. It has the 2 arms.
Oh, he did the 2 arms. The
Yeah.
grandma. Yeah, he calls it the grandma stroke.
The grandma stroke.
Yeah.
Well, you're not supposed to do that.
No, it's kookish.
Really?
I don't. Or
Now you tell me.
You do. That's right. You do it, and then you do that thing with your hips too. That
Yeah, the seal out of water.
seal out of water. You
Yeah.
have this whole thing going on. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
I had no idea.
We're gonna take a film next time. We're gonna take a film.
I'm so self-conscious.
How can you paddle with your arms? Like it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You're like this, and your whole
It's like the worm.
your whole torso is going like this. It's just paddling. It's amazing.
Hey, but do I catch the wave?
Yes.
Yeah, just catch your waves. How can you not catch waves? Those boats, those damn boards you're riding. We can sit here and piss and moan all day long.
I can stand up paddleboard on those things.
What?
On
I
those-
know.
On those.
I know you can. Yeah.
I can prone surf on your paddleboard.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah.
And then get hit by Angry John.
Yeah.
Oh well. Angry John, we salute you. Thank you for being angry.
For real.
Guy, thank you for the time.
That's it? It's not 1 hour yet.
You want to keep going? Keep going.
What else we got to talk about?
What else we'll talk about?
We got Bob, we got Frosty,
Well,
we got Olive Garden.
would you ever get a board from somebody else? Or would you look at a Doug Hout board or would you? Are you?
You know, no, seriously. Okay, so I have an Andrini,
Yeah.
I have a Yater.
You waited and waited and waited for Andrini. Neil, call him up for me. Call him. Well, how long does it be?
You know
never
what?
write it.
I made a design mistake because that Andrini, I asked him to make it 911 so that I could take it on United Airlines. I should have asked for something like 10.6 or 11.
Really?
That's a mistake I made.
You can't write it? 9.6? It needs bigger waves.
Not the way I paddle.
No. Grandma paddling.
So I got Andrini, I got a Yater, I got a Crime.
I've never seen you ride the Crime.
That's because you think I'm frosty out there.
Probably.
But, you know, seriously, I feel guilty when I'm not on a Pearson Arrow. Because I think, oh shit, this is going to be the day Bob is driving on East Cliff and he's going to see me on a Yater and he's never
I got
going
news for you.
He's never going to
I got
make.
news for you. He don't care.
He's never going to make flan for me again.
He made flan for you?
Oh, if you think Bob's boards are good, you should taste
His
his flan.
flan is good.
Oh man,
Yeah.
absolutely. If this shaping thing doesn't work out for Bob, he can go work for Gales, make flan.
Do you remember when I first met you? I think I first met you at Bob's house at a party he had. Weren't you there? This is probably like...
What? He has the Super Bowl party.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
His birthday.
I thought you were Donald Takayama.
That is hilarious.
I go,
This is 5 years after he died.
Wow.
I thought you were Donald Takayama. That's who I thought you were.
I thought you were Daniel Craig.
I sure am. This podcast has come to a dying end. All right. Thanks, Nate. Thanks for being out there.
Always.
Huh?
Always.
Mr. Kawasaki, thank you for being
It's
a
a
good
pleasure.
friend. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow at the another we have another show tomorrow night. The Summit Sisters are playing at the Santa
Let me
Cruz
tell you in
Ballroom.
advance. If I drop in on you, I'm sorry.
Ciao.